Sitting on top of the mountain, almost at the top. Today's the first day of rifle. We heard 3 shots, and that's pretty much it. Here's somebody's blind I found on top of the mountain. They have a heck of a climb and a heck of a drag if you get a deer. Almost at the very top. Here's the top of the ridge. You can kind of see how high up in the air I am. It's gonna really be a tough walk hiking back down. So it's almost 9 o'clock. We've heard 3 shots. There are hunters everywhere, so I climbed up higher to get away from them. I had 2 in front of me in the dark, so I flashed them with the flashlight, and when it got light I just moved up to get away. There's somebody's blind up here. Call this a bird nest blind. It's very interesting. Looks like there's a couple people that are probably sitting in here all day. You could probably spend the whole night in here if you put a tarp over it. But that's why you find these in the woods. They're very interesting. You can see down the side of the mountain. You can tell how high up in the air I am. There's the other side. And it's very quiet today. Deer population in this area is actually very low. We saw more deer coming up than we did when we got up here running across the road. A lot of the hunters, like me, it's very frustrating. Most of the deer are in the special reg areas. There's thousands of acres up here for them. And there's just no deer. Saw a couple squirrels today. That was it. 2 hunters. Sitting here taking a break, cooling off. My pack. Binoculars. 30-30. So peaceful up here. I can still hear the carts at the bottom. So, I'm going to take a little break here, and I'm going to go across the mountain further, and then I'm going to head back down and hunt on the other side of the road. I'm on the top of the ridge. Usually the deer like to sit on top of the ridge here. I found a lot of feeding areas where they're digging up the leaves, getting out the acorns out of there, but I have yet to bump anything out of here. I can smell them, so I know they were in here. Okay. Today is December 5th, and it was kind of soggy this morning. We put a slow 2-man drive on, which is very deadly. As long as you're in the right spot and going the right speed. Too many drivers scares the deer out ahead of you. You'll never see them. So usually it's better to post one about 100 yards ahead of you and have one person sweep out around and push the deer out. And that's exactly what happened today, except the deer that came out was very tiny, maybe 50-60 pounds. We just had another hunter walk past us, and we've seen about 6 or 7 hunters today. I kind of walked through them while we were putting the drive on, but no luck yet, just that small doe. So we're going to hit a couple more spots here, and then we're going to go somewhere else later this afternoon, and we'll see what we push out. So the first day of rifle was very quiet. It's actually very quiet in here. Haven't heard any shots yet. There's a cool old spring. I bet there was a spring house right there. There's a lot of ruins back here. Didn't find a house yet, but here's their water source. Be a perfect spot to hunt. Right there. Here's what's left of the spring house. Pile of rocks. Grass is nice and green. Let's do here and up the other side. Never know what you find in the woods back in here, walking around. It's beautiful. Look at all that water coming out of there. Looks like there's two springs. There's running. Yep. There's a spring there. There's a spring there. Hopefully I didn't get lost back in here today. And there's thickets. There should be something hiding in one of these thickets. Look at that old tree stand. Right on the ridge. It's a beautiful spot. Yeah, we're not seeing any deer here either. No tracks, nothing. Behind the rifle range of French Creek. This area used to have a lot of deer in it also. 5C has 70,000 antlerless tags out. The deer population in here is definitely taking a beating. We used to see a lot of deer through here. Definitely no deer sign here either. No hunters. No deer, so you got no deer hunters. Rained all morning. Now it's kind of cloudy, it's starting to get dark. I used to sit on top of these ridges and see deer all over in here. But now there's nothing here. Just that crazy tree stand. It's got to be about 50, 60 feet in the air. Starting to rot out, you can see daylight through it, but definitely very interesting. Something I probably would have hunted from if I was in my 20s again. That's the oddest looking tree I ever saw. It's a tree growing on a tree. So this black birch is actually growing over top of this oak. So you got two oak trunks and a black birch growing. That's like the weirdest thing we ever saw. Finding lots of things in the woods today, but not what we're looking for. It's got two roots on that side. One root on this side. It's kind of straddling the oak tree. We're going to keep going through the woods here, see what else we can find. Lots of oak in here. Lots of beech nut trees. You didn't find any beech nuts on the ground or any acorns back in here. It's probably another area that didn't have any hard mast. There's no signs of squirrels scratching around for any nuts or deer in here. Never know what you're going to find in the woods. There's two stands, climbing sticks, and a deer cart right here. Finding a lot of tree stands today. All the comforts of home. Whoa. Got some climbing stick going up. Got a parachute cord to pull our gun or bow up. Got a tree stand on each side. Nice bright green straps. If you didn't have these straps on, I would have never seen this. Then over here, got the deer cart stashed. Kind of looks like mine. That's not even locked to the tree, but it's all ready. We bumped that little doe this morning and we haven't seen anything since. It's very quiet. So the hunt continues. Next Saturday we're going to go back to Dauphin County on a different area. There has to be a deer here somewhere. So see you on the next video. Cheeseburger. Today is December 12th. It's the last day of rifle. We had about 7 or 8 guys go past us this morning. They were making crow sounds, doing a silent drive. I did see one deer come out the back end of where they were driving after they left. And other than that, we haven't seen anything. We had some other hunters around us this morning as usual. And it's pretty quiet now. We heard a couple shots up on top. And one in the distance. We've actually heard more shooting the last Saturday than we did the first day of rifle. It's very quiet back here. You can hear the water running. It's very peaceful. It looks like this area was logged out in the past year or so. So now there's a lot of treetops down in here. We're going to go higher up on the ridge this afternoon. Maybe we'll see something. There's a shot there. They're all in the distance. No shots around us today. I think that's shot number 5. They're all on the back end here somewhere, and they seem to be on the top of the ridges. Now we're going to make some lunch. And here's some shots down there in the distance. We've heard about 5 shots. It's about 10 or 11 o'clock. And it's been pretty quiet back here. We haven't seen many people other than a deer drive. 4 of them walked right past me at 10 yards. And I was sitting up against a big hemlock. I turned around and kind of stood up so they could see me, but they were all looking up the side of the mountain, so they all walked right past me. It was kind of funny. So stay tuned. We're going to eat some lunch, and then we're going to go up the top of the mountain here, higher up on the ridge, and see what we can find. Delicious. Okay, my pasta's ready. See how it's swelling up in there. I'll leave that sit there for a few minutes so it cooks all the way through. Turn this around so you can see me. I was looking at some Mountain House meals, and the salt content is too high. I just can't eat them anymore. Backpacking food is nasty. So this is a dried pasta. It has a lot of carbs. Since we're putting a lot of miles on today, we need a lot of carbs and calories. And it has very low sodium. This is enough for both of us. And I'll cook one, and then we'll eat this, and then we'll put another one in there. But even though it doesn't have any sauce, it actually tastes very well. Just drain it out. The biggest thing is to make sure it sits there long enough and cooks all the way through. Very tasty. Got my big can of fuel for my pocket rocket. Started out with the little ones. But I like this better. The little ones only last about 45 minutes to an hour. So this is basically like 4 cans. That should last about 4 hours. Most of the time when you're cooking on it, you're just boiling water. You're not cooking steaks or anything. So that'll last a lot longer. We're taking a break here. Taking a lunch break. Got our pack spread out. Got the 30-30 over there. 30-06 there. Nice spot to sit. We're going to take a break here for about an hour. And then we're going to go up over top of the hill here. We're going to go back in there somewhere and find a spot to sit till it gets dark. I had a hunting spot up there, but it is no longer. It's gone. Got logged out and flattened. So now we'll find a new spot. Let's see how our lunch is cooking here. A few more minutes and we'll make another batch. The size of that hemlock. And it looks like it's slowly dying. Probably got woolly algae. There's a big one here that fell over. That's ginormous. Let's walk around the other side here. Hopefully they don't disappear in this mud. Looks like it was just in a wet spot. Must have got windy. It looks really healthy. Wonder what kind of tree that is. Looks like an oak. That's a big root ball. That's a hungry beaver there, baby. Look at that. Nailed that right off. Look at that beaver too. There's some hungry beavers in here, man. You know that thing right off. Looks like they're gnawing on that one too. That one will probably be on the ground pretty soon. See my foot? There's some deer here right at my toe. Looks like there's a couple deer killed back here. You can see how high up we are. First day of rifle, we were on the other side of that mountain on the very top. Now it's the last day of rifle, and we're on the other side. You can see the clouds hanging low. We're still going up. Yeah, look at that one. I would say the buck are still rutting. Here's the bark. That's fairly fresh. I see some red oak tops here on the ground. There must be some acorns here somewhere. Oh, the legs are turning into jello. There's a trail here coming down. I get back in here somewhere. Sit underneath these hemlocks. Get across this rock pile. Get across here without breaking my ankle. Just fell in a hole. That's not good. Let's see who's hiding in the hollow log. It goes all the way to the other end. That's pretty cool there. It looks like you can see the squirrel in there. It's not. Whatever that is. Really cool. That looks like a heart. Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to be deer hunting. I'm having too much fun right now. Let's see who's hiding in the log. Mr. Raccoon, are you in there? No raccoons in there. I can see all the way to the other side. If I was a critter, I would hide in there. Okay. Yeah. We have to find a spot to sit here. I want to sit on the bottom of one of these hemlocks. I can hear the ravens in the background. There's a lot of ravens back in here. There used to be a lot of crows, but now most of them are ravens. Ravens are a little bit bigger than crows. Let's go up here. So now I'm very high up on the mountain. There's a logged out area. starting to get foggy in here. So we shall see what we can find tonight. I would guess that we walked about 2 or 3 miles back here to where we are. It's a long walk back in here. Hopefully we'll see something. So stay with us. Mr. Raven. That sounds so cool. Hopefully you can hear that. He's circling around back here. This tree is so comfortable, you can tell. This is like a giant lounge chair. I could sleep in here all night if I had a pillow. Got 3 trees sticking up. 3 oaks, red oaks. There's one there. There's one there. And there's one behind me. Ravens are singing away. I love to hear that sound. Maybe it'll come closer. You get another recording of that. Hunting partner already saw 2 doe. They got away from them. They spotted them and took off. Hopefully we'll see something back here. We're far enough away from everybody. We ran into 3 hunters down there eating their lunch. An older gentleman with his two sons. Here are the chickadees. I think they're checking me out. Chickadees are very friendly. The raven's still in the background. It's so quiet back here. You can hear no cars or nothing. It's peaceful. Sound of silence. It's beautiful. It's so pretty back here, even though it's logged. You can still see the mountain over there. Some clouds drifting by. Angry squirrel. Maybe there's another hunter down there. Squirrel doesn't like it. You could probably see they're orange. At least he's not chirping at me. Still going. Looks like the sun's trying to come out over there. Very pretty view. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost and coming along with us this year in rifle season 2020. It's going to get dark here in a couple hours, and we still have time to connect with something. My hunting partner just saw 2 doe go by. Didn't get any shots. If you like these videos, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Then I'm going to do a 2-liter. Then I'm going to do an ice test. I'm going to shoot a 2-liter bottle of soda. Beep. I'm going to do a 2-liter bottle. Woo! Slow down. My head's going faster than my mouth.